Thanks so much for staying with us on Wake Up Nigeria. And we have an extra sprinkling of spice, an extra addition of comedy right here on Wake Up Nigeria coming your way right now. Our final guest is Ifeanyichukwu Okeke, popularly known as Abarie.com. He is a professional stand-up comedian and he's got over 13 years under his belt. Now, he's one of the most sought-after comedians in the game presently, and he's performed at some of the biggest comedy events across Nigeria, beyond which include Acapella's Comedy Goes to Church, Okwa Williams' Night of 1,000 Laughs, even Basket Mouse Uncensored, and so many more. Fresh from the UK, in it, Abarie.com.
Yeah.
It's .com now. It's
yeah,
not
.com.
.com.
Your .com.
Yeah.
I don't know why UK people, they take their voice like that.
.com.
.com.
Yeah, Abarie. Yeah, Abarie.com. Yeah, exactly. But it's great to have you back with us.
Thank you very much.
Last time you were with us on Wake Up Nigeria,
yeah,
you know, we had a different setting up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
but, yeah,
I
like this new one.
You like it?
Very fine.
Oh,
fantastic.
Welcome back.
Thank you very much.
So, you have so much under your belt and so much has happened since you were here with us last. Yeah. And you just came back from the UK.
Yeah.
So, talk to us about that trip.
It was a nice trip, actually. You know, I was privileged enough to travel to the UK for the first time. Went for a comedy tour with Destalker.
Okay.
Yes, I went by direct flight.
Direct flight.
I did not do connecting.
Wow.
3 days on the road. Yeah. So I did direct. So it was a comedy tour. We performed in like 5 different cities.
Wow.
Wolverhampton, London, Leeds, and some of them like that.
Okay.
So it was good. It was a wonderful experience.
But Abarie, your accent hasn't changed.
It has. If I use UK accent, some people not go hear me for house.
You need to show us your new accent.
So yo, fam, you know, I don't want to confuse the people watching from. I don't want to confuse the people at home. I don't know which farm. I don't know which farm they are going to.
Family.
Oh, okay, that's what it means.
Family, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Because you were saying yo, fam. As I'm not a farmer, I'm a comedian. I don't understand why people are calling me farmer.
Speaking of comedy,
yeah,
you know, last year you had a comedy event,
yeah,
and it was called
So
Far So Good.
Yeah,
you know. And yeah, you're looking all fresh and all nice. So,
yeah.
So far, so good. When you were naming the tour, or rather the comedy show last year,
yeah,
what was the mindset behind it?
The mindset is just like, you know, trying to let people know how far we've come in the industry. Because a lot has happened before we came up with the show.
Sure.
So we just wanted people to know that, okay, well, those of you that knew us from the beginning, this is how far we've got.
Okay.
And this is how good or how we've improved and all that.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's something that's going to be continuous.
So you had quite a few people join you on that show last year, and you're doing the same again this year. So this is 2.0.
Yes.
All right. So talk to us about the comedians joining you. The comedians joining us.
The comedians joining us this year, I'm going to be having Kenny Black,
okay,
MC Monica,
okay,
Destalker, some of my friends from Benin, MC Dascent, then Serikin Daria, the Hausa guy from Abuja. Yeah, Kevin Great, you know, and very wonderful, wonderful comedians. I have a lot of stuff.
Okay. So now I feel like the comedy scene has evolved multiple times over time, you know.
Yeah.
I know that you are well known for your content creation, beyond anything. I was talking to Edgar earlier on, and he was describing how you've been able to embody what real people discuss and how they behave right there on the street in your videos.
Yeah.
You need to talk to us about that process. How do you get to embody those people? Or is this true life experiences? So
the thing is, first of all, I want to do a shout out to Destalker because I didn't have a role model in comedy till I started working with Destalker.
Wow. Okay.
Destalker does reality jokes, like things you hear, you'll be like, not true. So I was not doing that kind of joke. But then when I heard him or watched him a few times, I was like, I like this style.
Okay.
So let me just start looking for things that happens around me or things that happened maybe while we were growing up, things we saw as normal.
Yeah.
If I tweak it, and put some humor into it, it will be very funny. So, and just like that, I started doing reality comedy. So jokes I do now are jokes that anytime I'm performing, you will see people laughing. Maybe the joke is not that funny, but because it's something they've experienced or seen something like that. So that's the reason why we do reality comedy.
So reality comedy is now a thing.
Yes, it
especially in the skit game, skit makers game, right?
Yeah.
Talk to me.
No, in stand-up comedy.
Okay, in stand-up comedy, not in the skit makers game.
No.
Stand-up comedy.
Yes. Okay. Rarely do you see any reality stuff in skit making.
Okay.
Skit making is just get a very nice story, act it out very well with some nice sound effects, and then you're good to go. So
those sound effects have become, sometimes I wonder the people that produce some of these effects, like that one, hey, that sound, it's overused, but it's still connecting. Why do you think that is?
I have a few I even like, there's one they say, hey, baby. You know, so I think what they do is, before, skit making was just raw. They would just make the skit. If it's funny, it's funny. Okay. Right? So now, they add those sound effects to it to force the humor on you. Okay. So the situation in the skit might not really be funny. Yeah. But the sound effect will escalate the thing in your mind. So it's reminding you of something else or someone else you saw online that made you laugh. Exactly. Not really what you're seeing right now. Exactly. Most of the time. So, though some people are very funny. Some people are very good at their craft in skit making. And their videos will be hilarious without the sound effect. But since sound effect is a thing in stand-up skit making, so they just go with the flow. So let's stay on the topic of skit making. We had a discussion a little earlier on about the evolution, you know. The skits that started from the likes of Mr. Bean. You know, he used to do skits in full programs. Yeah, sure. But now you have the Nigerian industry that has taken it to another level. TikTok, Snapchat, YouTube Shorts, quick skits with punchy. What's the line? Punchlines. Punchlines. Exactly. I was saying punchy. Punchlines. But I feel like a lot of the skit makers that made a lot of money over the past 3-4 years have sort of started shifting into movies now. Yeah. You have the likes of Brother Shaggy, you know, going into core movies. You have even, what's the Abarie guy's name again? Mr. Macaroni. Mr. Macaroni. Yes. He's gone into core movies, not even comedy movies now, actually full-on acting. So do you feel like it's evolving again? Where do you think we're going? So the thing is, skit making, to me, because acting is acting, stand-up is stand-up, right? So if you are good at making short videos and people love them, why not try a movie? Why not try a longer one? And you know, because of how some of these social media platforms are monetized, and you know, you get paid by the views and the watch hours and everything. So if I get a lot of money from posting 3 minutes video, why can't I just shoot a movie of 45 minutes or 1 hour and then see what we can get from it? You know, so I think the skit makers are actually beginning to see a bigger side of content creation. You know, so you don't have to go to Alaba now to go and look for one marketer that will help you market a movie. You have to post it online. So that's why they are venturing into it. So kudos to them. I mean, the ones that are good at it and the ones that can do it. So is this something you've thought about down the line? I used to be an actor in my church. Though I tried skit making, then I noticed that stand-up comedians, our audience, we have actually a very, very, very different audience from skit makers. I posted some of my skits and some of my fans commented, nice one, but please don't try this again. Wow. Stick to your stand-up. Interesting. You understand? So even if I will consider acting, maybe not now, hopefully when I have a larger online crowd, maybe a few of them will not like it more. So, but for now, I'm just doing comedy. Okay. I'm good. In it. In it. Yeah. In it. So far, so good for you, generally. And we're doing 2.0. Yeah, 2.0. Where is 2.0 going to be this year? Because I know that it was an island thing last year. Yeah, last year we did Terraculture VI. Okay. So where are we doing now? So when I did Terraculture VI last year, because I stay on the mainland, I started from the mainland. So mainlanders were saying that I'm an ungrateful person. Wow. Woo. That they made me. I took the show to the island. I had to apologize and say, don't worry, 2.0, we're bringing it down. Wow. So 2.0 is happening at Hillcrest Event Center, Agop Palace.
Okay, that's on the mainland.
Yes, on the mainland.
Okay, so it's a mainland thing now. Is it? What's the theme? Do you have a theme for it?
So far, so good. 2.0.
Okay, so
we did finish telling our story last year, so let's continue.
Interesting. but people probably really want to hear that story.
Of course.
You know, because everyone has a backstory of how this movement started. You've already mentioned church.
Yeah.
You know, but how exactly did you realize that comedy was for you?
Okay, so when I was in junior secondary school, around 2003 or 2004, I actually wanted to do music.
Wow.
So there was a song they did, KC Fresh, then Super King, one old song like that. Somewhere in the song they mentioned Abarie. That used to be my favorite song.
Wow.
So when I sing it, people, they find it hilarious because it's like a comedy song.
Yeah.
So people now say, come and sing Abarie for us.
Wow.
Somebody now say, let's start calling him Abarie. Then I was not even doing comedy. So let's start calling him Abarie so that if we call him Abarie, he will sing for us.
Aww.
You know. So then when I go home, my dad would buy videos, Night of 1,000 Laughs. So I'll watch because I love comedy. So after watching comedy, when I go back to school, I'll tell my seatmate, see, comedy what I watched yesterday. The man can't say, while I'm talking to my seatmate, the other class, they are listening.
Wow.
So when I drop the punchline, everybody will laugh. Oh. When we have free period, they will not say, Abarie, crack joke for us now, crack joke for us.
Interesting.
That's how I started. I didn't know people, they were paying people. I didn't know people did it as a profession. I was just doing it for fun. The first day they gave me 100 naira at one event like that.
Powerful.
Oh, now they pay?
So, you know what? I have to stop you there.
Oh,
your story is powerful. I have to stop you there because our chef has been hard at work in the kitchen and she has something sweet for you to taste. Are you joining us?
Sure.
All right, let's go.